Hey everyone, it says I am live, but what we will do is try waiting to see if we get some people on here so we can chat. I know some people probably have questions, so we'll give it a little bit of time, see if we get some people on here. So if you're tuning into a replay, please like and subscribe to the channel here. Typically, I have a lot of fixes for the Harvest Right machine on here. Once I end up getting other machines, such as a Stay Fresh, a D-Freeze, stuff like that, I'll definitely be loading other stuff on here. Also, I do have some reviews coming up for some other products that people have. I know it says somebody's on here, so don't forget to say hi. Um, so turn around and I'll do some reviews for some other products. I know Betty, she makes these pillows that go inside your machine. She's actually sending me one of those so I can actually test it out, do a review on that product that she has. And then there's another lady that will be sending me some inserts to put on the bottom of your trays to keep those trays kind of clean and everything like that. And I'll be doing a review for her as well. If there's other products you guys want me to do a review on, please send them my way. I don't mind doing a review. Like, yes, this is mainly a repair channel, but I think it's important that you guys also find things that are going to make your freeze dryers run better, faster, easier to clean, stuff like that. So that's something I definitely want to probably incorporate into the channel itself. So, man, we got a bunch of viewers on. Say hi, guys. If you guys have questions about everything that's going on, put them in the channel. I'll turn around in the chat. I'll turn around and address those. The biggest thing we're going to talk about for sure is this bad boy I got right here. So, this might be a fix for a lot of people and a lot of issues that people are having. So we'll talk about that in a little bit. First, want to make sure we address some questions that people might have, stuff like that. So I see 5 people are online, so I know you guys got some questions. So I know I've ruffled some feathers within maybe the not freeze dryer community, but Jill, thanks so much. I appreciate it. I'm trying my best. It's been some work for sure, but sometimes you got to do what's right for just people as a whole, though. And that's kind of where my wife and I were at this morning when we were talking about everything that was going on with Harvest Right. And I just been stressing a lot about just getting stuff squared away with it and everything like that. And we were talking, and it's all about getting people up and running. I've been telling people that for a long time. It's about getting people up and running. I got some huge supporters, that's for sure. Like, I just had a lady named Chris. She just sent me a message. She knows I'm going to be making a little trip here this weekend, and she actually sent me another donation. I've already gotten one from her. She sent me another one. Like, I can't thank her enough. Just trying to help support kind of what we have going on and knowing the hours that we spend. I know we're going to be spending more time on her machine later today. She's just getting a USB drive so that way we could try updating some software. She's on some pretty older software, but we're definitely trying to get her machine up and running. And it's just hard for me to understand everything that's going in her software. So, yeah, so man, after started seeing the 19 failures after having a house fire a year ago, was that a house fire caused by your machine, or just you had a house fire? Those are never fun, no matter which way it was caused. But yeah, 17, 18, 19, if you're on those, I definitely suggest you upgrade to or downgrade, one of the two. So if you do not use candy mode, and you can still do candy without candy mode, please understand that I ran a business for a long time without candy mode. And honestly, I never had any of the issues I see with people that have candy mode OSB. That's just my take on it. I'm doing a lot of research, asking people where they've been seeing their issues. I never replaced relay boards. I didn't have any of those type of issues, right? The issues I had with my machines was really connectors not plugged in and stuff like that right away. But I wanted to learn how to fix the machines just in case if something was happening. So that's kind of where I got into fixing the machines and all that type of stuff. But I haven't seen relay boards the way that relay board airs the way that we've been seeing them, especially since Candy Mode was released. Hey, I'm happy that we're helping you out over the UK. You know, I didn't know how much we really probably were seen by people throughout the world. So I actually had somebody in El Salvador send me a message, and they've been looking at our stuff, the videos that we do in the Facebook group. So El Salvador, I've had a few people from Australia. Now we got, Busy Bee over in the UK. Like, I'm glad we were able to help you get up and running. Like, that is obviously like the number one thing that we want to see happen, right? So I see you guys post about myself and Felix in a ton of groups. Like, man, and there's some people that are going to hate because they're going to hate no matter what, right? I will say, from the experience I've had, and correct me if I'm wrong when I say this, okay? After we've done a Felix fix with someone and fixed whatever other issues we had, we haven't really had to go. I can't think of anybody that I've had to go back and change a fix we've done in the 2.5 months I've been really working with Felix on this. The only thing that we typically see is like the ice ring level goes down on a machine. And typically that means you have a Freon leak. There's nothing that I can physically do about your Freon leaks and stuff like that. But what I can suggest is how to do it, right? You can go get an EPA certification. You can go buy the Freon. I can help walk you through how I was taught how to do it. Don't ask me if it's the correct damn way. I'll just tell you that's how I was taught. But I can also lead you in the right direction on what Harvest Right says. If you have an HVAC tech come out, we can get you what their specs are. It's actually right on their website. I looked for it today for somebody. So if there's any changes to the original Felix fix, if you watch my video on YouTube, the Felix fix on the video, that is the most up-to-date one. We have not made any changes to that video. If you're looking at the PDF version of it, then we have made some slight changes, and that involves on top of your machine, underneath the lid, there's an epoxy harness and a vacuum sensor. Those two items we're asking people to actually take off and redo the Teflon. You'll see in there when you open your machine, typically, we haven't seen any new machines that haven't been this way. There's a ton of Teflon on the vacuum sensor, and also a ton of Teflon that we're seeing on the epoxy harness. Jill, that epoxy harness, it has the wires come out of it. That one is on there super, super tight. I'm just giving you a heads up now. I make it look easy in my video because I took it off 20, 30 times. But the first time it comes off, super tight. What I always tell people is get it on there when you put it back on. Get it as tight as you can on there, but don't use extra wrenches and everything else to like tighten that thing down, or use a torque wrench or nothing like that. Use your adjustable wrench. That's what I always use anyway. Tighten it down. But if you tighten it down, you should be able to get it off. That's what I always suggest people to do. But going back to the Freon, if you go on Harvest Right's website, there's let me log in here real quick. I'll go on their website real quick. And I want to make sure I explain where you can see the Freon stuff that is happening. So if you go down the bottom of their website, you'll support, click that button. And then after you do that, go down to the bottom, you'll see refrigeration issues. Click that for your category. If the relay board's not the problem, there's a download. It says refrigeration repair information. So you can download that PDF. In there, it says how much R410 alpha or A, sorry, a military, needs to go in each machine. So typically, your HVAC tech will make sure that they the HVAC tech will take all the old Freon out, and then they'll put the R410A inside the machine, inside your condenser there. So that's kind of how to get that all done. We can kind of talk about the hose, right? So everyone knows the current hose you currently have is brass fittings. It's not a JIC fitted hose. If you look down in here, like I don't see any washer or anything like that down in here, or a gasket, I should say. This is a JIC fitted hose. Yeah, the defreeze dryers aren't cheap for sure. But at the end of the day, the way, I don't know, I haven't used it, right? But the way I'm looking at them is there's Mercedes BMWs and there's Kias. And don't get me wrong, Kia has definitely improved over the years. But if you're older like me, that used to be the subpar car. So that's kind of what I'm expecting out of the defreeze, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. I have a lot of high hopes. So I'm really interested in how big it is. And it runs on a 15 amp circuit. So no more special installs of electrical outlets for a lot of people. But this hose right here, JIC fitted hose. Everything looks good. So this just came in the mail. I haven't even had a chance to test it out. So I wanted to kind of announce that I'm looking into this. If it works, good, holds vacuum, all that type of stuff, I will be buying a bunch of these. And then we will turn around and figure out how do we get these to people and all that type of stuff. So if you remember, if you've seen my videos, I have another stainless steel one, but it doesn't bend. It's like if I bent it like this, I'd break it. Where this one right now, it bends, right? So it looks like it's going to be a lot more doable for people to hook up to their machine and then hook down into their vacuum pump. If it holds vacuum, that's the number one thing that I'm really looking for. So really interested to see how this works. My other one was $190 to make. I know Harvest Right sells their non-JIC fitted hoses. I think for about 20, 25 bucks, but don't quote me. These ones are about $100 bucks. And I don't know what shipping is going to be and everything like that. But if you have the correct hose, then obviously, hopefully we get rid of some vacuum problems and stuff like that. So let me know what you guys think about this new hose. Is this something that you guys would be interested in? Am I just spending a bunch of money getting a lot of them on hand and people aren't going to want to replace their hose? Yeah, Jill, I agree, right? That's my personal opinion. I spent 180, 190 bucks, whatever it was on the other hose, and it works amazing. You don't have to put Teflon on the threads or anything on your freeze dryer. The only complaint I had about the other one, it's 190 damn bucks. But I couldn't get the bend. So in turn, I had to put my machine like way up, and it had to pretty much like maybe have a bend kind of like this. And it just wasn't practical for a lot of people. Extra large machine coming. Have they shipped it out yet? Love you too, kid. have they shipped your extra large out? I haven't seen any of them shipped. I heard there was some issues at Harvest Right with those extra large machines. From my understanding, it was getting down in the vacuum. If you guys want, we can talk about vacuum. We can talk about the 24. I see a lot of stuff. Yeah, we can figure it out, Busy Bee, for sure. Canada is going to be the same way. And if I can get them with some bulk pricing, my hope would be I just turn around and I'm not trying to make an arm and a leg out people. I'll just be straight up. But I do want to be able to help people that have to pay shipping, pay import duty fees, all that type of stuff. You guys get screwed over in Canada all the dang time. So we'll be sure to put this on the page when we get it. Yes, you're right. It does say 410A, and then the condenser says 404A. 410A is what Harvest Right puts down in Utah. That's what they have announced. And so my recommendation would be 410A based upon Harvest Right. So remember, I don't work for Harvest Right. I'm just repeating the information that's on their website. Yeah, for sure. Let's talk about it, right? I've always been able to help people fix out stuff. You have a big freeze dry company or something, and you just need me to be available whenever you need to, let me know. hrrepairpro@gmail.com is the easiest way to get a hold of me, or send me a Facebook message, and we can definitely talk about that. So let's see. What were we talking about? Sorry, I actually have like a lot of fog brain, and if I go everywhere, it just oh, I'm not worried about getting spam. Spam me if you guys have problems with the freeze dryer or whatever. Let's talk. I put my email out to a lot of people in a lot of videos. I haven't really been spammed too much. I honestly would rather people have an opportunity to get a hold of me and fix issues that are going on than worry about some spam. I just delete. It's not a big deal. My wife kind of helps me monitor all that stuff. Yeah, so I live in Alaska. I'll just be straight up. So that might be a little bit than what is it? I think you said Wisconsin. But I don't mind getting on the video chat and we walk through it, stuff like that too. I do it with a lot of people. I'm typically on video chat. Man, I won't say video chat, but I'm typically talking to 20, 30 people a day, helping with freeze dry machines. And typically, I'm testing out new stuff. I'm testing out freeze dryers. I'm doing all that type of stuff. So, but yeah, so refrigeration stuff. I know we did that. What other questions you guys have? I know some people got some questions about stuff they have going on with their freeze dryer. I'm still a firm believer, and we do the Felix fix on every freeze dryer. Okay. As I said a little bit ago, I haven't had a single one that we've had to redo any parts of the Felix fix as long as we do it right the first time. So don't skip the epoxy harness area unless if you absolutely cannot get it off. Then I say let's test that area for any vacuum leaks, which I also have a YouTube video on here for those vacuum leaks as well, on how to test out for those. When you test out for vacuum leaks, what you want to do is turn on the freeze for 30 minutes and then turn on the vacuum. Let that vacuum draw down as much as possible. And then where it stops moving for like a couple of minutes, your M tool will kind of be stuck there, okay? Then you'll follow where the video talks about is spraying some of those areas with Windex. Be careful on obviously spraying everywhere because there is electronics and everything else. But that's what I would do. I would spray it with Windex, and then after you spray that spot, wait like 2 minutes and see if your mTORs start going down in that area. If they do, we know that's where your leak's at. Let me check my email real quick, and I'll tell you if I got your contact info. So in turn, you'll spray it, you'll turn around and see that, and then I don't have your contact info in my email box. You'll spray that area. If you see it start going down, then that's where we know that you have a leak in that area. And so that's what we'll want to fix. Take your time because we want to make sure we find any leaks that there might be. Busy Bee, I personally, every machine that I touch, if I'm going to fix it, I do the Felix fix on. And the reason being is if there's a tiny leak somewhere and we can seal that, you're going to get lower mTORs, which typically helps the drying process run faster. So for me, it runs faster and I think it just runs better. But definitely, if it's me, I'm always going to do that Felix fix for sure. So Land Shark, Alaska is beautiful. It's snowing, I think, right now. We're supposed to get a couple more inches. Here's the thing. Why do you want to upgrade to 23, right? So 16, in my opinion, is the best software version that Harvest Right's ever released. Never had any issues. When I was down in Utah, that's what they were putting on everybody's machine. If you had anything else, they were putting 16 on it. If you were at something higher, I think 17 might have been released at that time. I think, don't quote me. We were putting you back to 16 when we were doing repairs. So unless if you need candy mode, I would leave it at 15 or even just upgrade to 16. Candy mode, you guys can still, if you are having issues, I would leave it. If you're happy, leave it, right? Candy mode, you guys can still run candy in version 16 or 15 or whatever. It can take longer. So what it does is it freezes the drum and then instantly starts warming up your candy, right? Where if you don't use it, you freeze your drum, you go to the vacuum freeze, and then it slowly heats up and goes down and up and down and up and down. However, as I was saying a little bit ago, I haven't seen relay board issues with 16 like we were before. However, you don't know the quality of parts that's currently being bought to be put in the machines either. So, and I'm not trying to dog on anybody when I say that, but obviously with COVID and China and all that other type of issues, the relays we're getting just might not be the same quality. I don't know the answer to that. That could be what the problem is. I'm kind of trying to really zone in, and I've been asking people in some groups on when they've been having their relay board issues and all that type of stuff. But that's what we typically are seeing. I'll see if your email comes through hrrepairpro@gmail.com, but I currently don't have an email from you. So that could take a little bit. Let me check my spam just to make sure I'm not like missing it or something like that as well. So, nope, I don't have anything in there either. But if you message me on Facebook, is that where you might have messaged me on? Let me check my Facebook Messenger too, just in case that's where you messaged me on. Yeah, if you don't do Candyland Shark, I would not upgrade. Just let your machine keep working. That means you're probably out of warranty as well. Because if you're running 15, you've owned that machine probably for a little while. So I got a Facebook message. I'm not sure if it's from you, Z-Man Strong. Of course, I have lovely Alaska internet. I don't know if you guys have ever been here, but Alaska internet sucks. I'm currently on the list for Starlink. I've heard nothing but positive things from people via this. Um, let's see your emails in the comment above. Let me see if I can find it real quick. Um, I've heard nothing but positive things about Starlink, so I'm definitely going to do that. Yeah, is main internet expensive, Jill, too? Like, no joke. I pay $185 a month for internet here in Alaska just to make sure I have unlimited data, and it's the fastest we ever had that we can get. I'm not seeing your email in the comment above, Z-Man Strong. Maybe I'm missing it. I am somewhat blind, but I'm not seeing it. I'll try going through the comments again here when I'm done talking with you guys. What else we have going on? So Freon issues we've talked about. We talked about relay boards. Is there any videos I'm missing that you guys are like wanting to see that maybe I'm missing? What else? We talked about the new hose that we're testing out. I'm going to test it out today. I want to give it a big stress test, so I'll probably run it all night just on making sure we keep it. Yeah, so Jill, your guys' internet is just like ours. $100 would be the slowest. Honestly, once Starlink comes out in Maine, if you guys haven't tested it out, I definitely check it out. Yeah, Landshark 16, that's a beast. That is the workhorse. If you talk to anybody that's worked at Harvest Right in the repair part of Harvest Right, that's the number one they like. So, but it's like $110 a month, Jill, I think, for the Starlink, but you got to pay like $500 or something like that for the hardware. But we're definitely gonna so. Hey, so and somebody just gave me a good point. Okay, understand I don't work for Harvest Right. I'm going to be adding a disclaimer on every single one of my videos that I don't work for them. If you want to do any of the repairs, that's on you. If you don't want to do the repair, don't do the repair. Okay, I'm just giving you guys my personal opinion. I don't work for Harvest Right. I've told them I'm not going to do any more warranty work for them. So in turn, definitely want to reiterate that I have told them I don't want to work with them anymore. I asked them to finish paying off the invoices they owe me, and everything I put on YouTube or anything else is just a suggestion to kind of do with your machine and what I would do if it was my machine. So please understand that. I know a lot of you guys want to follow what we have going on in the group or what we have on YouTube. But Harvest Right is your warranty provider at the end of the day. So if you're out of warranty, do whatever you want to do, right? But I will say for the Felix fix, Harvest Right has endorsed it. They've written paperwork on it, all that type of stuff. You're allowed to do fixes to your machine however you kind of want to. That's what the law says. You can do the machines, your fixes. Oh yeah, I don't even know that internet, dial-up internet. Yeah. So obviously I'm just here to try helping you guys out. So if you don't agree with something that I'm doing, hey, let's talk about it. At the end of the day, it's your machine and don't do it. So I just want to make sure that's crystal clear that I don't work for Harvest Right. I don't even consider myself a certified technician with them anymore. They've never provided me anything. They've never written anything in writing other than write me some checks, right? That say they're paying me for repairs. But they refuse to write anything in writing. That's the biggest issue we have, kind of that I have going on with them, is they refuse to put stuff in writing, but yet wanting me to sign like a non-disclosure agreement. And to me, um, it's not fair for me, but I don't think it's fair for you guys that I get told information and I know it's not right, or what I would say isn't right. And so that's kind of where I'm at. So I'm now just the typical YouTube slash Facebook knowledge guy that got some info and am trying to share it with you. So I've seen some other people do kind of the same thing, right? They're not really doing repair stuff, but when you look at like Retired at 40, or you're looking at, I think it's Phil at 4,800 feet or whatever, those guys have great information that they have going on, and they help people run their machines and all that stuff. I don't think they've gotten in depth with fixes and everything else. And I know they're not doing one on one support that we've typically been providing, but understand, um, what we provide is what we believe is the best way forward for your machine and getting it up and running. So I hope that makes sense. Also, somebody did make a comment on my last video about making sure comments or something like that kept strolling if they did a replay of the video. I think I have it set up right this time. I'm not. So this is the first ever. This is the second live I've ever done. So I think I have it set up right. We got 10 people on here. I know there's some other people with some more questions. What issues have you guys been seeing with your machines? Like, if you've done the Felix fix, what other issues have you been seeing with your machine that maybe we need to look at? Or maybe we do need to adjust the Felix fix because there is something else going on. Jill, I appreciate it. Some people, man, I think as a whole, customer service as a whole is important, right? You guys shop at certain stores because of customer service. You don't typically. I mean, shoot, look at if you're in the United States, everyone knows Kmart at one point, and just the stores like were starting to be ran down. They weren't having a lot of customer service. They weren't having a lot of stuff like that, and in turn, they closed down. They went bankrupt. Sears, the same exact way, really. In my opinion, customer service hurt them. Walmart, personally, I'm not a fan. I'm just a fan of low prices, right? That's probably the only reason why I go there. But my wife and I really don't even go there all that much. I'd rather go to Fred Meyer's if somebody doesn't have Fred Meyer. Man, it's equivalent to like a Publix for you people down maybe in the southeast. In my opinion, the stores are nicer, and so in turn, people will turn around and pay more money to go to stores like that. And that's the way my wife and I typically are. We normally go get produce at the local Fred Meyer's or somewhere equivalent to that. We don't get it typically at Walmart, and we don't typically go get it at some other places. Um, um, so sorry, I'm getting somebody helping me make sure that I address some things, because obviously I'm trying to protect myself legally uh, from a company, from trying to come after me or anything like that for trying to help people out. But customer service is what people pay for. You guys paid for $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 for machines, and you guys want customer service. I get it. So, um, Z man, I saw your thing talk about a charge for a retainer. I've never been asked that question. So that's something that we'll just kind of have to talk about, and what you would want from me and all that type of stuff. Because I've just been like a person when somebody sends me messages, I just answer them and I try doing the best I can. And if they donate to me, then they donate to me. If they don't, they don't. Um, I said earlier, I had one lady, she donated like multiple times, and I still don't have her machine up and running, but she's like understood, like I'm trying my best to get her up and running. She's out of warranty, um, all that type of stuff. I haven't ignored her for sure. We've been working together for a while. Um, but if people donate, they donate. If they don't, they don't. I'm going to be here no matter what to help people out. This is one thing I told my wife today about is, it's about Kevin. Yeah, man, we got to get on a video chat one of these days, man. We haven't got a chance to video chat. It's about, as we just talked about, it's about customer service. Okay. Even though I don't operate a business on helping people fix machines and all that type of stuff, it's about customer service, and my name's out there. I see my name getting posted in groups every single day, and I want hopefully my name to be a positive mindset. There's some people that talk bad about me on some Facebook groups. I've seen it. Okay. I don't let it bug me, but when I try asking what I did, they just aren't a fan of that. Fix that I was suggesting because they wanted a permanent fix. We won't know truly if the Felix fix is a permanent fix until we peel back the onion and kind of really see, like, hey, is this fix lasting 6 months? Is this fix lasting a year? Is this fix lasting like this? Okay. I'm aware of that, but all what I can say is the fix that we've done has lasted 3 months, however long we've really been doing it, and we haven't had the chance, right? So I might bite myself in the butt later by being like, hey, like, yeah, the fix didn't work long term. I just have no way of knowing that until we get it, right? Just like, you guys have all seen the changes of mTOR during freeze drying and stuff like that. You got to turn around and do the research, right? So it's easy for somebody to say, oh, I can freeze dry at this high level and all this other stuff. However, like where's the backing to it, right? Nobody's seen the backing of the paper or anything that says, hey, we can freeze dry at 1,000 or 1,500 or 2,000 mTOR and it survive or last 20, 30 years, like a lot of people are expecting this food to do that they're freeze drying. So is testing being done on an independent lab? That independent lab is saying that it's going to last that long? Or are we just changing stuff because, hey, we've understood this we've been testing it for 5 years. And in turn, we believe it's going to last 20, 25 years. I don't know the answer to that. That's the questions I personally have. I'm sure there's other people that have those same exact questions on it as well. So that's probably where my question is. I know we see the freeze drying process take a lot longer at the higher mTOR, which means people are using more electricity, which means all that type of stuff. So that does. I'm kind of cost. Right now, I live in base housing, so I don't pay electric bill. I guess it's one of the benefits of being in the military. But if I lived in my old house, I would 100% worry about how long my freeze dryer is running because I don't want to pay. Man, I've seen people post that they've been paying a couple $100 to run a freeze dryer. I don't know how true that is or anything else like that, but I've seen posts about it, and it would make me definitely wondering what's going on with the cost and everything like that. Yeah, but I think I got off. No, I think this hose. I definitely think this hose is probably the right track, right? So I will definitely test this for you guys. If it works out, I'll place a big order. I've already seen quite a few people just comment like, hey, we've only had maybe 10, 15 people here and there, people getting off and on, talk about, hey, if it works, I definitely want to give it a try. And if you guys know me, if you've ever been out of warranty and work with me, you know me. I want to find the cheapest way to try figuring out first what our issue can be. And typically I go over, normally talk to a couple of people about that fix before I suggest you reach out to a company. It doesn't matter what company it is. Before reaching out to that company to see if that $200 fix or whatever is going to be happening. So, hey, I'm glad to hear that you're running good for the last couple of weeks, right? Like, I want your machines just to keep chugging along. So I have one sitting in the garage. I listed it for sale, but obviously I wasn't trying to lose money off of it because we'll use it for ourselves. But I did offer it to somebody. Sorry, I got somebody else asking for some one-on-one help. So yeah, it's chugging along. The wife said, hey, we might just keep it and just start doing our own stuff. You never know with the world and everything like that, the way stuff changes. So if you guys need one-on-one support, send me a message. Please just send me an email, send me a message, send me whatever, and I'll turn around and try helping you out with that one-on-one support. So, hey, I get this question a lot. Somebody asked how they could compensate me for my time and stuff like that. So I have a link, obviously, that I'll send people. However, it's hard to say to compensate somebody for their time. I'll just be honest with you, and I'm not all about the money for this, right? For the most part, honestly, I used to DoorDash every single day. I used to get off work at 3 o'clock and I DoorDash till 7, 8 o'clock at night. Okay. Now I come home, I help people do this. And this has kind of been a passion of mine. Honestly, I really enjoy doing it. So, and I get a lot of self-fulfillment seeing you guys have your machines up and running, or just seeing somebody say, hey, Donald, help me out. Like, that really just helps me out a lot. I mean, obviously it doesn't help my pocketbook. But if you ask me like, hey, what amount is good for compensation, I'm just going to tell you to donate anything. I'm just being honest with you. I don't find it right to be like, hey, I know initially we talked about helping people one-on-one. It was me like $90. And me and Felix really talked about it. And we're like, hey, like, we've actually had a lot of good support from people that, hey, they can afford $10, or hey, they can afford $40, or hell, I've gotten a couple $100 from people, especially now that somebody's donated a few times to me. But I'm not here to tell you guys or ask for a certain amount of money or beg you guys for money or nothing like that. Okay. I know early in my videos, I used to like promote it a lot. Hey, try help and donate, whatever. I really had to take a look back and say, hey, is that the correct way to probably help people and have people understand that I truly do have their best interest in mind. So I'm just not here to push donations. I'll just be honest with you. I know we talked about it for a little bit, but it's just something that's on my mind. So I want to make sure that you guys are kind of tracking where my feelings are with it right now. I have people that have been tremendous support, and I just can't thank them enough. I can't thank all you guys enough. I mean, honestly. So let's see. What else we got going on? Anything else? Any other questions you guys got? We've been going on 45 minutes or so. So if you guys don't have anything, I'll probably get off here, put this new hose on and everything like that. Jill, I appreciate that. I really do. My wife has slowly started helping out with the Facebook page. It's a lot. It's a lot to handle. But honestly, if you guys are on the freeze dryer repair support group, there's so many people that are on there answering stuff. Even with Felix being on leave right now, it's actually been pretty easy for me because I have so many people on there. And then, man, Kevin, this dude be like answering my YouTube comments all the time for me. So I can't thank him enough. Me and him have never met. I don't even think we video chatted yet, Kevin. He just stepped in and like he has watched all my videos. In fact, me and him were talking a little bit on Messenger a little bit ago. Him and his wife actually were laughing at a video that I recently made, and I'm glad I can at least give him and his wife some comedy or whatever. Um, so hopefully some of you guys get a crack out of this. I'm sure I'll look back at like even the Facebook or the YouTube lives and stuff that we've done, and I'll probably laugh at myself, 6 months from now or a year from now on how I always use my hands to talk, how I address stuff, all that type of stuff. Um, so there's a lot of places that don't want to hear complaints about a freeze dry company or any freeze dry company. Um, I've recently joined another one and I was asked not to talk bad about Harvest Right. Um, and I even feel bad talking bad about them, but I do want to warn people about their money. Talk about thousands of dollars. But everything I talk about is all backed upon what um, email traffic I have, the experiences I've had. It's not meant. I'm not meaning to really bash somebody. I feel bad. That's the way it probably comes off, and I'm very frustrated, just like a lot of you guys. I'm very frustrated. I've been trying my best to understand the processes on how decisions are made and everything like that, but I do feel like thrown every which way. Um, so I can't answer the question about solid state relays. Like the new extra large machine, from my understanding, has solid state relays. Um, I've been reading that Stay Fresh, I believe, has solid state relays, and I would assume because of the quality that Defreeze is doing a lot of their stuff, they're going to have solid state relays. So I think we're going to probably see. I think we're going to see a lot of companies start moving to the solid state relays, and that might be the big factor that we see coming down the line of, hey, Harvest Right has been comfortable with where they're at without competition, but now competition's coming. They got to figure it out. So that's coming for sure. So I've been talking about these hoses for a long time. I mentioned it to Harvest Right about these hoses, getting JIC fitted hoses. And now, I took it upon myself to go try finding one, test it out myself, all that type of stuff. Busy Bee, hey, thanks for joining us. 1 a.m. in the UK. If you have something that you need help with, definitely reach out to me. Please leave a comment on here. Send me an email. I sent my email a few times in here. Send me an email. I'll definitely try helping you out the best I can. Some people have saved a lot of money, Joe. Some people have saved a lot of money to finally get a machine. I would say if it's me, I know I'm testing out a new product. I'm going to test out from Tim that owns Stay Fresh. He says he's going to be sending me a machine so I can do a review on a machine. That's just what I've been told. If that happens, I don't know. I know personally, I'm going to be saving up money for the defreeze unit because it's a 15 amp unit. It has 8 trays. I feel like the trays come apart so you can clean them. There's just a lot of stuff that's happening with the defreeze unit that were a lot of my complaints I had with this other company. Because, yeah, so I'm gonna save up. I think it's like $7,000 for an 8 tray defreeze unit in the United States. That's what I'm saving my money up for. I'll just be honest with you, because I want to really try that system out. I've talked to the owners of that company, and I'm still in talks with them on, hey, do I maybe fit in with your company? Can I help out? I don't know the answer to that. And they're the only ones that can truly answer that question. If I might provide some help to that team, I won't. So I will decide this. I will sign a non-disclosure agreement. I don't have a problem signing a non-disclosure agreement because I feel that companies' products should be kept and everything like that. However, I will not sign a non-compete agreement. So I that's probably the biggest sticking point. Another big sticking point that I had with Harvest Right was the non-compete agreement, because I want to be able to do reviews on Stay Fresh's machine, and I want to be able to do reviews on the defreeze machine, and I want to help if any of those companies want help, or like what I think they could see different in their machines. I want to be able to provide that feedback of, but that doesn't mean I'm giving out trade secrets either. Like some of this stuff is just you use the damn machine or dang machine. I'm sorry about my language, and that's kind of the feedback you give. I know for a company that I've talked to, and I'm not going to put the company out because I've talked to a few companies. I mentioned putting casters on the bottom of their machine because these Harvest Right machines are 180 pounds or whatever they are, right? 200 pounds, whatever. They're hard to move. My wife can't move them. It's hard for her to help me. So if I could build a ramp and move it with a caster where I'm safer, or I mean, I get it. I can use a dolly and all that stuff, but getting a dolly out and everything, if I can just move it from this room to this room, especially the defreeze where you got like 15 amp circuits, if I can move it depending on what the weather's like or what I want to do in that room and it not be a big hassle, then I personally like the idea, but maybe it won't work. Yeah, Z-Man Strong. Yeah, whenever you get that machine, I want to see that XL machine for sure. For sure I want to see that. So honestly, Foes, I think that's how you say it. I'm sorry if I say it wrong. I'm not sure what's going on with the way stuff gets shipped. I'm just being honest. I don't know. You would think that people would want to protect it as much as possible, but there's a lot of machines that are getting delivered without any damage. So I'm assuming they would have insurance for every shipment that they do, and if FedEx or whoever damages it, they file an insurance claim. That would be my assumption, because USPS, all those other companies, they have insurance. So my assumption would be that total component cost, just off the top of my head, if you're talking about replacing the items inside, you're talking about $200 for the vacuum sensor board, $40 for the epoxy harness. That's $240. Another $100 for the relay board. So that's what, $340. Screen and everything else is another couple $100, I think. So you're probably looking at $600 ish for the components that are kind of inside, and that's buying them direct from Harvest Right. So, yeah, Jill. I mean, man, I don't want to try lifting a dang heavy ass machine. Some people they probably love it, but yeah, Jerry. I mean, I would love to. So, Jerry, what I would like to do is, if we can, and I'm good with anybody trying to help me figure this out, right? I'm trying to figure out the hose. If we can figure out a new relay board that could replace the one that's currently in the Harvest Right machine, I don't know how easy that is. I just don't. I'm not a electrical engineer by any means. I'm a military police officer. Okay, I worked with dogs for a long time, sniffing out bombs in Iraq, Afghanistan, stuff like that. I know how to speak dog and how to tell a dog to sit and find some stuff, and I know how to typically calm people down, because obviously that's what we do when people want to get out of hand. Everyone thinks just because we're on a military base that stuff doesn't happen. Well, stuff happens here. It's a typical. I'm not gonna say as bad as like Anchorage, Alaska, for sure, right? But you still get domestic violence calls. You still get drunk driving. You still get suicides. You still get all this stuff that you get in a normal police department, just not on the same scale. And when people are a-holes, it's typically the dependents that are buttholes, because the other people have to answer to their chain of command whenever they're a pain and stuff like that. So I'm not electrical by any means. The relay board is the number one thing that I would like to try finding a replacement for. I don't know how easy that is. Kevin, man, if there's a retrofit coming, I hope it comes soon. So as everyone wants a solid state relay, I would love to see that in a Harvest-Right machine that we can just put in and install ourselves. So, but Jerry, definitely let's talk. If you didn't get my email before, it's hrrepairpro@gmail.com. Let's definitely talk and see if we can get that stuff kind of figured out. So, all right, so we're about an hour in. Anybody else have any questions for me? A retrofit, man, Kevin, I hope it's coming. Relay boards, we talked about that. Is there other parts that I'm missing that really go out? I think the relay board, the screen, and the CPU, and really the CPU and screen are. We've been seeing a lot of success by reloading software. So if you're on like 23, I might send you 24, which is an open source. So many people have. I've received that software by so many damn people. If you want to install it, install it. Your question about Bluetooth, Abel, my guess is cost, right? I don't even know what the cost would be. And then Wi-Fi, yeah, 100%, man. I hope so far. So honestly, Jill, I don't use an oilless pump. I've always thought the oil pumps were actually better, in my opinion. I think personally, I just like them better. You have to run the oilless pump after a thing. We've seen more issues with oilless pumps, all that type of stuff. So, what else? Defreeze will be Wi-Fi. Kevin, man, if they're doing Wi-Fi and they're doing all the other things that I've been reading about, that's why they're machining $7,000. They're making sure they do it right. It seems like. So that's just my 2 cents on it. As I said, I haven't used it because I think it's still in prototypes and everything like that from the conversations I've had with them. So if they're doing that, then yeah, for sure. Yeah, the filter. Contact Harvest-Right sales, and I wouldn't talk to the tech support. I would just contact them and ask for the sales department and ask if they have replacement filters for them. If they don't, send me an email with the picture of the one you're looking for. I will try doing some homework. I will try maybe getting Kevin helping us out, find some filters for it. Felix is on leave for a little bit, but she'll help us out for sure as well. And then obviously I'll probably throw it in the support group and see if somebody else might know where they can be bought, because I personally do not use them. So, but okay, well, hey, I appreciate everything. You guys take care. If you guys want to do another one, let's try planning a date. So, my wife's having surgery Monday, so and it's nothing serious, but she is having surgery Monday. So what I'm thinking is maybe the 2nd, I'll do another live. And I'm gonna put it in my calendar. That way we just do it. Let's see. It is currently 4 p.m. Alaska time. So let's do 3 p.m. Alaska time. I'm not sure how that works out for everybody else, but what I'll do is a YouTube live next Thursday, March 2nd at 3 p.m. Alaska time, 4 p.m. Pacific. And let's see if we get more people on here. So I know some people are going to watch the replay and stuff. Typically, people probably aren't going to watch it for the hour. But if you guys know people that might be, you're welcome for sure. If you guys know people that might be interested in getting more info or getting just my opinion about stuff, 7 Eastern is what Jill thinks that is about. It sounds right off the top of my head as well, Jill. So next Thursday, we'll do another live. If you guys have questions, write them down. Like let's attack the questions. Let's see what we can help out with. So you guys take care. Have a great day, night, depending on where you are. It looks like Jill, you're 7 p.m. So you guys take care. Have a good one.